Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Jordan Love facing off versus Aaron Rodgers on the road, locked in. Have yourself a day. Fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Jordan Love, the pack, taking down Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Love this drift up top. Beautiful timing, rhythm from Jordan Love. Again, the play calling, big play action, 8-person protection. Who knows what route Golden is running, but love Dobbs on the quote-unquote drift. Again, kind of a unique defensive structure here as well. You get the safety coming down here, 25. Whether you want to classify this as open, potentially closed, it ends up having this big run fake right at the second level of the defense. Turn around, hit your back foot, ball out. It ends up being a big, nice chunk. Just a really nice job. Looks like they're operating with multiple plays at the line of scrimmage, getting to the play that you want. Again, if for whatever reason Dobbs wasn't there, have no idea necessarily where the ball would go. But I love the fact that it works itself out. Again, coverage structure-wise, it looks like originally they're presenting like open. It looks like they get down to closed. I think you could make the argument here that this is a cloud player. This is potentially a half-field player. We're getting all the way to the middle. It's blurry. At the end of the day, though, we've got free access and we've got all sorts of space in here because of what the second level has done with this run fake. So we've got sniffer action, we've got fullback action, we've got all sorts of action downhill at the linebacker types. That's going to create the space for this drift to be so open. And again, thank goodness it is, because I'm not sure where the ball's supposed to go if we don't have all this space up top. Again, whatever that is. Big time hookup, and we are off and rolling. Next one here, first of 3 touchdown passes. We're going to just raise up, throw what I'm used to calling a spear or arrow screen up top, probably just a numbers check. It's a great effort. We get in the end zone, nice enough blocking, but you've also got to acknowledge the fact that we've got probably a defensive missed assignment, mental error here as far as who's who in the zoo, who's going with that motion. Essentially, nobody goes. 25 is late to show. Can't make the tackle, can't bring him down, and we get an easy touchdown. So what I would classify as probably an SRO, you could easily call it just an RPO, but the idea being that we're coming out here and we're blocking, or versus man, you could run off technically, and we're just going to come out here and run this little flat or spear screen. So how do they match up? And what do they do to adjust to the motion? Is he coming down? Is he coming over? Is it zero? Is it man? What is it? You don't have to be a math genius to realize, hey, they have, we'll call it 2. We have 3 with 2 blockers. I like that kind of party. We're going to be this late to come over here. We can't throw this ball fast enough. If for whatever reason we didn't like that screen, we just have wide zone coming back the other way. So just a really nice job from Jordan Love seeing it, executing it. Again, acknowledging the fact that that's not the greatest defense we'll ever see as far as alignment at the snap. They make a mistake, we make them pay. First of 3 touchdown passes. Next one here, nice third down completion. We're going to hit the tight end again in the flat. Not necessarily the same type of play as far as a screen, but this thing turns into punt return right. Now again, we kind of get a little 2-for-1 here because the little stick route from the outside here from Watson is going to get us a pick on 6. Natural rub. We've got 25 who's having a rough start to this game. Blitzing from the heavens, essentially a non-factor. And this thing turns into a big chunk play. And there's nothing quite like third and forever, just throwing a flat for a first down. So the first thing here, talk about what this play is. To me, this play is just stick up top. So here's a little stick route with the flat. And oftentimes nowadays in the league, you'll see this run with a crosser and an in on the backside. So everything just goes right to left for the quarterback. Now, defensively here, for some reason, we're deciding to blitz from 10 yards deep. Probably never going to get home from this far, okay? And then the part that I love is this natural pick. Okay, so as we come in and run this stick route right here, not only do we bring our guy, but that second level defender who has the tight end probably man to man, as he runs out to the flat, he's got to navigate all this traffic. And that creates an easy little flip. And again, anytime you can throw underneath the sticks for an easy first down, yes, please. Nice job from Watson on the box out too. Make somebody miss, and that's a big chunk explosive on another easy throw. Next one here, another third down, third medium to the bottom. We're going to end up, they're presenting pressure here. We're going to end up trying again to get it to the tight end on this little pivot. It's there. I think this throw looks like it's there. To me, this is a drop. This is a bit of an exotic look here as far as a double mug, what they're presenting. They actually do a decent job of pass protecting this thing. I think everybody except the right tackle is locked in here. The right tackle maybe overthinks this thing a little bit. But Jordan Love does a great job because there's big color right in front of your face. You've got to stand in there, sort out what's going on post-snap. So again, 6-person protection, what I'm used to calling just a little wrap in. So here's that pivot, or what I'm used to calling a pivot gather. Here's that little wrap in. Again, presenting like who the hell knows who's blitzing here, right? They've got the potential for all these guys to blitz. So you have to have a plan, a hot, something to have an answer here. No matter what they do, we've got this wrap in, and this little pivot gather is probably the hot as well. So is it there? I think it is. I think I like the decision to throw it. We just can't catch, you can't catch it for him, right? And I think it's an even better throw. So not only would it have been a better night, but it would be an even easier play if the right tackle had just stayed on. So again, if the center is going to go to our left, okay? So as soon as you see the center go to your left there, that means the half slide is going this way. He's responsible for this player right here. Almost guaranteed then that Josh Jacobs is going to be going 1 to 2 as far as a duel. So if both these players were to blitz, you technically would be hot. And that, again, that would be the hot. That's why it's baked right into your play side. When he doesn't, so as soon as he gets out of there, Josh is going to continue that scan across, and he's going to take the outside guy. What you don't want to do as far as the bigs is when they run a game here, so they run a little TE, you can't pass this off to no one. There's no one to take this over if you're the right tackle. So you've got to be able to play this two-man game together. And again, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but just hanging right there as opposed to coming off there would have made this throw even easier for Jordan Love. I think it's a more impressive throw when you've got, big 9-9 bearing down on you. You should be blocked up, and we can't catch it. Next one here, this is a big-time throw, man. We're going to throw what I'm used to calling just a deep comeback down here to the bottom. It's going to be 20 yards. The ball's on the 28. We're going to catch this thing at the 48. We're going to go a 5-gun, let it rip, deep down the field, outside the numbers. Just a beautiful, beautiful throw. Again, essentially finding the one-on-one. I think you could make the argument here, the leverage here on the corner probably is not what the defense wants. But again, it doesn't really matter from a Jordan Love perspective. The communication at the line of scrimmage, the ability to take 5, let it rip with ridiculous anticipation, throw it right up on his face, big-time hookup. So again, I will pause this thing at the top just so you can see the anticipation and we can get the full A experience, because this thing is beautiful. Again, I love the command at the line of scrimmage, the communication, being locked in. Again, if you're looking at the defense here, there's no way really to tell you exactly what this defense is going to be. It's a condensed formation. They're presenting they're presenting open, whether they get to closed or playing some iteration of like combo coverage, who knows? But this, right, he passed the ball right there. I mean, really, he's patting the ball to throw it, one hitch right there. He's already throwing the ball. The receiver is at the 41. He's going to get all the way out here and throw this thing. He's throwing this thing right here. I mean, that is ridiculous, y'all. It really is. It's one of those things where, again, I know they've been spoiled for a long time in Green Bay with the quarterbacking, but this type of stuff this far, deep outside the numbers, I just appreciate it every time I see it. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's a big, big time throw. And that's not like terrible coverage. He's right in his hip. Again, I'm saying if it was closed here, in my opinion, Porter starts on the outside leverage. He should probably keep outside leverage. If this is closed, if it's some sort of combo coverage, then who the hell knows? Maybe they're playing 2-man down here for all I know. Whatever it is, it's beating one-on-one good coverage with elite accuracy and anticipation. It's a big-time hookup. I just love the ability to be super decisive, the command at the line of scrimmage, the movement, condensed formation. I think condensed formations can be real muddy in drop back world. You've got to be able to sort out and confirm post-snap what's going on, and then to be decisive and just let it rip and throw an absolute seed out there. Love it. Next one here, another third down, third medium. I mean, Tucker Kraft, have yourself a night, right? We're going to hit him on a corner here. Again, with the double mug. This is technically not hot. It kind of plays itself out like hot just because there's someone right in his face. And then this is a great effort. I mean, 25 is in a blender the entire first half here. But it's one of those things for me here where just kind of the audacity tethered to this throw. I mean, certainly the confidence to be able to see it, trust it, rip it out there. Josh Jacobs, we're going to talk about pass protection here. And I'll give an example of a world-class example here as a little extra footage at the end. This was probably not his best moment as far as just being thundered at the point of attack. But, this is one of those things where I'm not even sure how you get to this throw. So if we're coming up here and we're throwing the corner to the number 3, I think we end up pairing it with call it an in, something coming in here. Again, you don't have the leverage you want. This is 25, the defender here. He's going to be outside leverage here. So yeah, you have the space out here, and you certainly do a good job of giving Kraft a chance at this ball. But, this is one of those throws where you just kind of, it's a hope and a prayer. I mean, he's got somebody in his lap, right? The strength to be able to even give him a chance. It's certainly nowhere near where he wants, but it definitely gives his guy a chance running to open space, one-on-one, aggressive down the field. Good things happen. So again, just watching the back here from the pass protection standpoint, they're in double mug. This time they're going to decide to bring pressure to the back, and you got to step up and you got to throttle this thing. You got to blunt it. So again, just enough of kind of bench press, 6 on 8, boom. Now we got someone right in our lap. And I mean, we're getting pulled here film wise, but the audacity of he makes this throw. This throw he throws to the corner. The corner's up here. I mean, he's getting hit in the chest. That's pretty wild. This is pretty spectacular. And that's not the only throw that he kind of makes like that this game. It's wild, big play. Let's go. Next one here, beautiful fourth down call. Again, Kraft, this time in the flat. This play call to me is great offensive design architecture when it works. I do think you are living a little bit on the edge here with what 18 is doing. He certainly is blocking, trying to block at the line of scrimmage. I get that. You're always kind of living on the edge here as you go downfield at all on whatever this is supposed to be. So if we're coming out here and just raising up and throwing this flat as fast as we can, and we're essentially telling these guys, you can block at the line of scrimmage, secure the edge. If that's not there, we've got this essentially over coming to you. As soon as 18 starts bleeding down the field, so again, I think the first down is the 17. So as soon as he starts bleeding down the field, if I'm a defensive coach, they're prone to, crying a little bit. I would be probably crying here for this is close to going downfield right there. Again, maybe not close enough to call. So it's a great call or non-call, but beautiful decision here from Jordan Love. Love the play call, love the aggressiveness. Again, we're riding 85. Stretching the defense horizontally here, protecting the edge, get the ball out quickly. Look at all that open space, schemed up. Let's go. Next one here, another touchdown pass, another perimeter screen. This is what I'm used to calling just a swing screen. It's a perfect call into a pressure, and it's just a race to the pylon. So again, the Fighting Tomlins back there look a little confused. They look a little slow on the back end. This, again, is a perfect call. So we're in empty. We get to quaddy. We get the ball out, and it's a race to the pylon. It's two nice block on big six right at the point of attack. So just watch here as you would say, all right, we're going to have this swing screen coming on up here. Well, I don't necessarily love swing screen versus, they've already got 4 guys out there. If somebody were to run with the motion in any timely fashion and not be number 25, this is not great, essentially 3-on-5 blockers out there. But what they end up having called here is this pressure off the edge. Well, now I love 3-on-3 with a race to the pylon. That's a tackling drill in favor of the offense. So the perfect call right into that pressure. LaFleur in his bag on these perimeter screens. Nice job securing the point, and it's just a race to the pylon. So again, it's great to be able to go out there, no doubt about it. 3 touchdowns, bunch of completions, but you've got to kind of nod and tip your cap to some of these play calls, especially the perimeter screens, just dialed up. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel, so thank you for doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. You can check out all the courses over at theqbschool.com. Hop over there and enroll. Finally, please make sure to follow me across all the different social media platforms. I really do appreciate your support and the follows over there. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, this ends up being just a check down of a throw, but this is probably one of the prettier, more athletic check down throws you'll see. We're trying to take a shot with a post and a deep curl. It's not there. Jordan Love has to move because our right guard is getting pushed back. We get a little pressure from the left, but this essentially becomes an off-platform moving to our left bailout check down throw, and he makes it look easy. I mean, that's beautiful, man. That's some high-level athleticism. It's great awareness, knowing where your check down is. They do a good job of running out under that deep curl, so you really don't have anything. So again, to me here, we're going to get a post down here to the bottom. They're going to be enclosed with that post safety, so that's probably dead. Up top, we've got this deep curl. The second level linebacker types, I think it's 6 specifically here, he's just getting crazy depth. So if he gets crazy depth, that usually means the check down is going to be a nice option. Now, again, it's one thing to be able to take your drop, beautiful pocket, hitch up, and just throw the check down. Okay, that's ho-hum. This, as he has to now move to his left, is able to find it and flip it to him, going to his left, getting smacked. Nice job just showcasing the athleticism here from Jordan Love. Move, boom. Beautiful job, rips it to him. He's able to break some tackles, and now it turns into a mini chunk. So what easily could be a sack, what easily could be a throwaway, turns into an athleticism play from the quarterback to get it to the back. Wilson does the rest here, being able to take it, break 2 tackles. I mean, again, that kind of looks like a quarterback drill you do in the spring, working with your personal trainer and getting ready for the season. Shuffle, 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 flip it back the other way. Just a beautiful job of vision, strength. Let's go. Next one here, again, just one of those crazy impressive throws. This is 3rd and long. We're going to end up hitting Watson down here to the bottom. This is probably the number 3 guy in the read or progression. He's got to move to his right, off platform, and essentially out throws the coverage. Now, it's one of those throws where, if you have a little bit better free safety play here, this might be a disaster, but they don't. And if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, right? But this is a big time play down the field. So again, what is probably supposed to go to an out up top. So this is probably the first read. We've then got here. And again, if we're in the pocket with no issues, we probably say no to this, although I think personally this could probably be a flag or illegal touching down the field. This probably is where the ball goes. If this is 1, this is 2. Where the ball ends up going down here, because we get flushed, so as we get flushed here quarterback-wise, we're moving to our right. The middle field player basically takes himself out of this thing because he thinks this thing is going to go to the number 2 too. So he doesn't get the depth that he probably needs to be the deepest player. And we just have the arm strength to not only move, but then as we go to throw it, this is the part that's different. Okay, this is the kind of the part for me that separates many of these high-level quarterbacks. He's out throwing the coverage. And let me say that again. He's out throwing the coverage. It's not terrible coverage. It's not good coverage. This is not what I think this guy's supposed to do. But he makes a mistake. He's flat. We now have the ability to out throw the coverage. And again, it's not by much, right? It's not by much, but it's enough. And, you know, the other part about it is I just love the vision, the audacity. He really does have a big time self-belief in his ability to go out and make these types of plays because he keeps doing it. It's just a big time hookup. Again, really meaningful situational ball, the communication again at the line of scrimmage. You know, again, probably not Jacob's best pass pro right here. You got to take all of him here, there, not take a side of him. That's ridiculous. Next one here, a little two-pointer. We're going to, again, have the Fighting Tomlins have a miscommunication on the back end. Looks like that Penn State, you know, just voided our guy down here to the bottom. Too easy for Dobbs. Again, don't miss a layup from Jordan Love perspective, but this is, you know, hardly high-level offense to be able to come out on a two-point and just throw a flat, uncontested, wide-ass open. But how they get there, I think, matters too. It's not like they just lined up in bunch, right? So they're in nub, kind of a dirty bunch. They're going to motion down. Okay, what does that do here? Okay, that's going to stress what's going on with these guys in coverage. How are they going to communicate? Okay, they're going to talk, try to figure this thing out. Well, whatever they do, it's wrong because we've got someone who just walking in to a wide-ass open, easy conversion. So again, watch the defense here, try to sort this out post-motion. Here comes the movement. Oh, you take him, I got him. What? Too easy. Too easy. Next one here, the third of 3 touchdown passes. Again, Kraft up top. This is, again, a beautiful call versus what I'm used to calling man free with a green dog. And we'll talk about why the middle of the field is so open. But Kraft's got some juice to him. Beautiful job there, accelerating, running away from 21. Again, anytime you have these quote-unquote in-breakers, whether it's a in, a slant, a wrap, a drift, and you catch middle field closed man coverage, and it's quote-unquote man-free, and they green dog, so the guy who has the back adds on, there's no hole or rat or thief player. So there's no extra player in the middle. And it's a great time to be able to eat in the middle of the field. So again, I'll draw up exactly what happens here coverage-wise, but here he is, Kraft. We're going up into the corner, and then Kraft is just going to come right off of him, get in that kind of exhaust tailpipe, and then have an in-breaker. Now, again, at the snap, so that's the route, this little in or slant. At the snap here, it doesn't look as great as it ends up because we've got these 2 linebacker types. Well, this one's blitzing, and this one has the back. So as soon as the back blocks, he's going to do what most people call a green dog or add on to the protection. So that leaves, so what is normally a 5-person man-free coverage, meaning middle field closed, man, once he adds on as that green dog, there's no traditional rat, thief, lurker, like extra hole player in the middle. So as you go here with this quote-unquote slant or under, there's just nobody there. And again, this is why I love throws on the run where wide receivers are eligible to stay on the move versus static routes versus man coverage. So again, look at the middle of the field. There's the pressure. There's the add-on. The middle of the field's wide open. In addition, okay, furthermore, the coverage here knows that they're in a stack alignment here. So he's already nervous. I'm not going to get picked. I'm not going to get picked. I have help on the inside, right? I want to funnel to the middle of the field. So I'm going to be outside leverage. So as he comes up to run that corner, the guy who's covering Kraft is outside of that. So he moves even farther outside for us to then come up and come back inside here. So watch this little coverage because of the design, right? The stack formation. He moves outside, got him. And that's enough space for us to accelerate and get in the end zone. Just a thing of beauty. Next one here, another beautiful condensed formation, play action shot down the field. This time we get a little insert too from Watson. So Watson's running that cross. We end up beating a, pretty two rough robots from 6 and 40. But this is, again, to me, is just a beautiful job of design, okay, play action, pass protection. Watch the little insert from Watson. Comes down like he's going to insert and block somebody. He slips it and gets to the deep cross. The run action is just so tough on the Steelers' second level, those linebacker types, that as soon as they realize it's pass, because of the little design here, I love the insert, so here comes the short motion. Yeah, you block him, you take him. He's then going to insert right there into the D gap and get across. We have this paired with a post. We have a middle field player or post safety, so that post is probably dead. The robots that I'm talking about here are the second level players. The technique, once they come up and try to fit the run and realize, oh no, it's pass, that turning and running, okay, so turning and running to the flat, turning and running to the middle hook, that's called that robot technique. And again, there's just too much space. Too much space. The Packers are too good on the perimeter. Jordan Love ripping the ball down the field. So again, look at the run fake. I mean, they're all at the line of scrimmage here. 40 is slow, late, broken robot, too much space, big chunk. Again, I just really, really love the design, the offensive architecture, the ability to block them up, the little nuance of the short motion, the insert, the slip. Look at that pass protection, step up, rip it down the field, big explosive play. Next one here, another pretty damn impressive throw. I didn't go back and watch the broadcast, but I heard that this thing has some dog ears. I don't really care, if I'm being totally honest with you. Peyton Manning threw a bunch of balls that had dog ears. That's a hell of a throw. So they're presenting this big all-out potential pressure look. They end up bringing what I would classify as a simulated pressure, only rushing 4, playing a really funky kind of middle field closed, disguised to middle field closed. So at the end of the day, really the only thing that matters is what are they presenting pre-snap? So that looks like pressure to me. This looks like they're presenting closed. Okay, they're going to end up only rushing 4. So it really doesn't matter which 4 it is. We're not going to be hot. We are then throwing what I'm used to calling just a speed out. This is where I feel like defenses have maybe shifted to too much disguise because they're asking this middle field player to show closed and then run to the flat. And again, if he took maybe a better angle, this might be a tougher throw. But this is just too big of an ask, in my opinion. You're never going to get to the flat here. And so, and again, the other part that I don't love is I don't love showing closed to get to closed. Again, I think sometimes you can throw, change up after change up like that, but this is just a tough ask to ask the middle field player to do that. And again, it's great timing, anticipation on the speed out. We're throwing that thing right there. We're not anywhere near out of it. It's got the perfect trajectory right up on his face. It's just, it really is. It's outstanding quarterback play. It's also, a little bit of like bizarro world as far as defensively what they're doing on the back end Steelers wise, because there are just too many examples of either miscommunication, guys running wide ass open, weird ass, like just that ask is a bridge too far and we're never going to get there. The Packers make them pay. Well done. This last one here, this was one of the few plays. It's 3rd down inside the 10. I thought Jordan Love, for whatever reason, got off this bottom side too early. He's probably anticipating, working that out, and it ends up kind of colliding with the corner, and it's never really there timing-wise, and then he basically just kind of abandons the rest of the read, it looks like, and gets kind of a throwaway check down. So again, easy for me to say days later with a marker and a clicker, nothing wrong necessarily with a throwaway to protect the field goal, but if he had to play this thing over again, he probably just raises up and gives this a little bit more time on the play side and throws it to Golden down here as the number 1. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what the read is for this play for them. It looks like he's looking to get the ball here. I'm saying here this little shin route or now route, not my favorite route in the world, but as he comes out, we get a little collision here. This is probably there for a first down, if not a touchdown. And so kind of a bummer whether he doesn't see it or doesn't feel comfortable playing it. You know, he's already well off of it. So maybe as soon as they get that collision right there, he's probably off of it to the backside. It's a no. And now we're just checking it down as opposed to kind of letting that thing play out timing rhythm-wise to the play side before we play that thing so quickly back the other way. Regardless, I like the fact that even though I can sit here and complain about it, he still doesn't take any chances with the ball. We're not holding the ball. The ball's coming out quickly. It's essentially a glorified throwaway. No, ball out, kick field goal, win game. So that is a wrap. Jordan Love, the pack, Matt LaFleur, this offense in its bag. Really, I really loved the design. Obviously, Kraft had himself a day as well, but there were a number of elements here, quarterback-wise, that were impressive. Again, the arm strength, the anticipation, ripping it down the field, outside the numbers, the ability to extend, to create, again, the ability to out-throw the coverage, the audacity of some of those throws, the aggressiveness down the field, all those things coupled together with a bunch of completions for a really impressive night. Again, I really like watching this offense operate, not only the design, kind of the multiple formations, how they capture leverage, how they have pre-snap movement, the amount of stress that they put on that Steelers back end. It was on full display. It was a great offensive night. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one. Little extra bonus footage here. Now, normally bonus footage on this channel is run game. Right here, it's going to be pass pro. So Josh Jacobs didn't have his best day pass protection wise, but this rep is simply outstanding. So they're going to do what I'm used to calling B-gap double mug. So normally that double mug by the linebackers is over the A-gap, but I want you to watch Josh Jacobs. That's how you block that pick. So watch him. Debo, bam, get out the club. And then he switches with the right guard. This is elite pass protection. Elite. Now, again, we're not going to talk a lot about the quarterback play here, but Jordan, if he had to do this rep over again, would probably be stepping up as opposed to drifting and getting throttled. But Josh Jacobs here puts on a clinic on what I'm used to calling half slide pass protection. I mean, that is an absolute thing of beauty. And again, you'll hear people say all the time, pass pro is not passive, and that is absolutely right. So they're probably doing a 4-person slide. So that means everybody has the gap to their left over here. And really the thing that we're going to watch is we're going to watch the right guard and the back combo up these two, kind of what I'm used to calling that A-B gap double mug. So again, normally on those double mugs, you see them mug up in the A gaps. Right here, they're going to run this little, what I'm used to calling a pick stunt. So he's going to come in here, try to pick the guard, and then we're going to loop around. So if the back technically is here, he's going to block him, and then the guard and the back are going to have a hard time passing off that stunt, mostly because they're at different levels. So the best way to handle this from a back perspective is to get on the level of the offensive lineman as quickly as possible. And then this is just, again, this is elite, world-class pass protection from Jacobs and violence at the point of attack. So there's the pick, boom. So not only does he thunder his guy, he then has the awareness to switch off the stunt. Bam. Hell yeah. And again, easy for me to say, step up into that pocket. Not a big pocket, but don't want to be in the habit either of drifting and getting smoked.